think the best lesson in terms of how do you make sure things like this happen is to do what all three of my children, and I know many others, did growing up. Not take no for an answer. You could say no 83 times, and they'd keep coming at you. And eventually, on the 84th time, they'd get you at a weak moment, and it was a yes. And that's what happened here. This was the park that almost wasn't. This was the park that some people in the Parks Department then didn't want. This was the park that some people in the community didn't want. This was the park that so-called environmental groups, protectors of pine oaks and others, actually brought a lawsuit to stop from ever happening. When I came into the city council, I inherited this dream. It was a dream held by people like Councilman Steve Fiala, Jim Molinaro, Ed Burke, then Councilman, way before me. I know he doesn't look it, but I'm a year older than him, 2 years. But he was there really paving the way before I got into the city council. This was a dream of Jimmy Otto's. I inherited that dream. I thought, gee, this is a no-brainer. I came into office, I'm the new South Shore councilman, we're gonna bring this across the finish line. No, not so fast, not so fast. There was already a plan in place. I can't take credit for the design of this park. People like Eddie Burke, Jimmy Otto, Steve Fiala, Jim Molinaro, they'd already done that. There was already an environmental review in place that had been done and conducted. And then a few people in the community started saying that no one would use it. What a joke. Reminds me of Yogi Berra's famous saying that no one goes to that restaurant anymore because it's too crowded. I sat down with the group, Jimmy Otto, Jim Molinaro, Eddie Burke, and we got the money together. I think at the time, between myself and Jimmy Otto, Mike Bloomberg, Jim Molinaro, we appropriated about $25 million. And that was supposed to be enough to do the entire park at that time. And I have to mention Mike Bloomberg. When he was the mayor, we really enjoyed a renaissance, the golden age of parks out here in Staten Island. Before this park, this is hard to believe, I grew up in the South Shore, played baseball, football, and all that. Before this park came into being, there was not a single New York City athletic field in the South Shore of Staten Island. Not one. Thousands of families, the fastest growing area of Staten Island, little leagues, football teams, flag football, soccer, not one. Not a single one. That's why we thought this was so important. This was just the beginning of many of the parks that came online because Mike Bloomberg said yes. And I think it's important to mention that because you need a mayor to say yes, we're going to do these things. So the lawsuit was brought, this was stopped. At that time, Commissioner Adrian Benepe called us into a meeting and said, we're not going to do it, we can't do it. They caved to the pressure, quite frankly. That's what I believe happened. They also said, well, we can't do all of it. The money's not enough to do the entire park, and we don't want to cut that many trees down to bring these fields into being, so it's over. It's not going to happen. I remember we got in the car, but he held out. If it was smaller, we would have been able to do it. Jim Molinaro looked at him, said, okay, let's go back to Borough Hall, and that was it. In a rare moment of clarity, I turned to the borough president at Borough Hall. Jimmy Otto was there, Eddie Burke was there, and said, well, he said we'll do part of it. Let's call his bluff. He said the environmental review and all the other reviews that were already in place would stop us from starting from scratch. We had the plan on the table. I said, Borough President Molinaro, why don't we just draw a line right down the middle? On this side are all the active fields. All the reviews have been done. Nothing new would have to happen. Jim Molinaro, to his credit, said, let's get in the car. We got in the car. Jimmy Otto, myself, Eddie Burke. We went, called the mayor ahead of time. He met us, Adrian Benepe. We said, okay, here's the deal. Here's what we'd like to do. Of course, we called their bluff. They had no answer. Mike Bloomberg looked at all of us and said, do the park. And that's how it happened. So these things just don't happen. You want something beautiful like this, you've got to persevere. You've got to be clever. You've got to care. You got to care. It would have been easy for all of us to walk away and say, the systems beat us. But we said no. Joe Borelli talked about flag football. It is. Joe is right. It's the fastest growing collegiate women's sport in America right now, flag football. My daughter played varsity basketball, and they started a flag football team in high school too. So it's because of places like this. My son played here, flag football. My daughter's played soccer. This is a wonderful facility. It needs some renovation and some upkeep. And again, that would not happen if not for people like Jimmy Otto, Joe Borelli, who have said, hey, we're going to double down. We're going to keep this jewel. This was really, I remember Steve Fiala used to say, this is going to be the Central Park of Staten Island. And in many respects, this is the anchor of the park system here on Staten Island. It really is a gorgeous place. And to Commissioner Silver's point, yes, thousands of people have come through here. All the people that were never going to use it, thousands upon thousands have come through here. And you know what they all say? Wow, this is beautiful. Wow, this is incredible. Wow, this is special. And guess what? I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that places like this stay clean and exist, and that we have more places like this. We couldn't do it without people like Commissioner Linda and Commissioner Silver and the elected officials you see here right now. So this is a great day. I want to thank the borough president, the commissioner, the mayor, and Joe Borelli for their investment to keep this park going, because this truly is a great place. Tomorrow is going to be better on Staten Island because of the work that's being done right here today by this team right here. And I am eternally, as a parent, as a husband, as a lifelong Staten Islander, I am eternally grateful.